Hi, this is Maria with the Infinite Loop System. Um, I wanted to kind of get back to everybody because Lacey's video last week was pretty rambling. I actually just rewatched it because I didn't actually, I knew she had made one. I knew it was rambling. I knew a bunch of people had popped in and out. But if I reviewed it before we posted it, I don't remember doing that. So, and that happens sometimes. But, so we're doing better. Still like breathless, but nothing huge. Still fatigued, but nothing huge. I'm sitting here going, we're better. It doesn't sound like it if you're listening to what I'm saying, but no, we actually are. It's interesting because we do we're doing better, get laid up for like 2 days where we can't do anything type of deal. But we are making forward progress. It's just kind of incremental, which is good. Yay. So, she was talking about our protectors being out and everything like that. As we get better, they're kind of backing off. I actually had one of my littles pop out. We did get Animal Crossing New Horizons, and that's actually a really nice thing for our system because you can personalize your little character, and like every day, if you wanted to change it, it didn't matter. If you would change it 20 times a day, you can. So we will be running around and going, ew, I don't like this at all, and go change our hair, our clothes, everything. So it's kind of funny because I'll be playing and go, this doesn't look right. Why does this not look right? You know what? Let's just go. Let's go and change it, and however it gets changed, that's who's playing the game with me. Because usually, a lot of times, I'm co-conscious, so that means it's Maria and it's someone else. I don't know if I've explained that before. And Maria being here is like almost full-time. We still have times where it's not, but as evidenced by Lacey's video, we still have times where it's not, but a lot of times there's someone up there with me, and Maria is not usually alone. I'm not sure why, but I'm not. So it really is a matter of who's with me, and I don't always know that. It's just not like someone pops up and just goes, hey, it's so-and-so, and I'm in your head with you. No, it's nothing like that. It's usually like, can you guess who it is? I'm not going to show you who I am. My voice is through a filter. You don't get to listen. You don't know. You have to figure it out. So Animal Crossing has been fun that way because then I can kind of figure out who's out front with me. And just sometimes it's like people will pop in and be like, ew, really? I don't look like that. And they'll change it. So it's been fun. And that's been kind of our latest thing as we go around and play and collect items. I don't know how many people play video games out there, but we're not hardcore gamers. We can't do the what are they called? First-person shooters. Those are too upsetting for me. Can't do first-person shooters, and a lot of games where you run around, like I used to play Final Fantasy all the time, but as the graphics got better and you ran around and you could spin perspectives as you ran, I developed like a vertigo and I couldn't play them anymore. I don't know if I would still have that because a lot of times I can handle things, and I don't know. I'm assuming that when our system went under new management, that's part of what changed, where it's not quite as bad. I still have it, but I can handle things a little better. So yeah, she was really rambly. I know our videos are not necessarily super succinct and on point. We rarely have something written down. We probably should. As in we'd have like 3-minute videos all the time. And you guys would be like, yay, 3-minute videos. But you know, she talked a little bit about our protectors and the things that they do. Strictly speaking, and I don't think this is like a medical fact, but I know for us, we consider all of our altars to be protectors, because even if they're not up front dealing with the stresses of day-to-day or even extreme situations like the pandemic, every single altar does something to protect the system. And maybe that's take a trauma in and hold it. Maybe it is take a whole set of feelings that we can't manage, that we feel are unsafe. So like some of the emotional protectors, yes, they'll hold trauma, but then they'll have other functions where it's like, no, this section of personality is not safe to have. And so we're just going to take this and put it over here, and we're going to handle it, and we're going to stay over there until we feel like we're needed. So, and it's been really interesting with the illness, because we've actually discovered a few fascinating facts about who takes what aspect of our illness. And I don't know that it's consistent. The only one that we've actually discovered is consistent, and she has actually been out more frequently. She doesn't come out very much. The trauma she protects, I think, is very specific. But she is actually holds my fever. So when she's out, I have a fever. And it's the most bizarre thing ever. So I don't know, honestly, how that, I mean, basically what that means is I hardly ever have a fever, because she's hardly ever out. So even when I'm sick, you know, she will come out. She does. I know she's fairly idiosyncratic, but it never occurred to me that someone could actually do that they would actually just, this would explain why when I go to a doctor, I don't have a fever. I never have a fever. The doctor's always like, you can't have this because you don't have a fever. Take a test, I have it. Well, that's really weird. You don't have a fever. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Now I understand someone else is running off with it, and she just does not front, like, hardly at all. So, you know, go figure. And then, of course, Lacey's been super sick. And that's always weird. Like, when an altar is out front and they're actually co-conscious with me. So, like, I hurt my arm doing some duck chores one time. And literally that altar could not come out for about a week, because every time that she did, my arm hurt so bad. Like, I just twisted it. I think I just pulled a muscle or something, but my arm hurt. So it's really, really, it's just really fascinating. And with being sick, I've seen a lot of it more close up, because as Lacey referenced, there's been so much more switching out. So when the body gets depleted, someone else just pops out. We switch over, and sometimes we do it bypassing out and then waking up as someone else. Sometimes we are literally like mid-conversation and we just dissociate, kind of stare off or forget what we're doing. Earlier tonight, I had 2 different people with 2 different chores on their mind, and that was kind of fun, because I had to figure out which one to talk about, and I picked one and the other person just wandered off. And so by the time I get done talking to the kids about, we need to do this one, the second one had already gotten distracted and moved off. And I had to sit there and go, come on guys, really, you were just up here. Like, a minute ago, a literal minute ago, come back. Evidently, some of my altars have the attention span of a gnat. No offense, guys, just the way it is. So, but yeah, we kind of wanted to check back in. I'm actually surprised we put that up. I think I do remember there being some reservations about putting it up because it was what we would consider super raw. Lacey was just sort of talking about all sorts of things, some of which actually we would normally keep pretty private, like reference them at a distance or a little bit at a time, and she just sort of went out there. And of course she was weak, so we had people just popping out on her saying whatever the heck they wanted to say, and that was not okay. Like, we didn't particularly, how can I say it? Everybody has grumpy thoughts and opinions and, attitudes. We're no different, but sometimes some of my altars are a little over the top, especially when they're irritated. And it's really better to have a calming influence going on with that, because sometimes it's just really unfair. Like, the judgments are super unfair. And if there's not someone there to go, really, that's not cool. I mean, look at this, look at that, think about what you're saying. Such jerks. They mean well, but because I mean that's their job, is to be jerks. The whole point is to off-put and push people away when we're feeling unsafe. So they do a very good job, but they shouldn't necessarily be allowed to run rampant, like in the day-to-day. And I think especially with everything going on, because everybody's under stress, and no one needs to hear an overjudgment. They just don't. So yeah, but sorry. So we just wanted to reply to that, let everyone know we're doing a little better. And obviously I'm talking about my protectors, and they are not leaping out to pop me over the head and go, hey. So they get it, which means we probably are better, because they're not trying to, take over. At least I don't think they are. So anyway, yeah, we're doing good. And we hope all of you guys are doing really good. We're trying to post on our Facebook to our friends that we're thinking about them and why they're so important to us, because we're all trapped. Like, not just like being a person who's used to actual physical isolation, like her entire life, having only the people in my headspace to do a lot of interaction with. We get this sometimes hearing from an outside source really makes you feel better. Hey, someone's actually thinking about me. I actually matter to someone. Isolation is difficult. You may have people in your house, but sometimes you just really need to hear from someone outside. So we're trying to let everyone know that we are thinking about them. And even if I know we have a couple people that actually subscribe to that, I don't know that I know who you are. And maybe I do. I don't know. But I just wanted to say I am thinking about you guys. I think about, God, people in the world constantly. So you are all in my thoughts. You are all in my prayers. I hope you are all staying well and basically not going through a lot of ugly stuff. So take care of yourselves, and bye.